Hi everyone, CJ Dore here from the SharePrices.com.au studios with another market insight. And by the way, make sure you are registered on SharePrices.com.au. It's a completely free site, it's a free registration, and we bring you the insights. We do all the homework and you get to have a look at the numbers. And what we've got this time is our Aussie stocks January review. So here's a little insight into some of the stocks that you might hold, and it's interesting that things are starting to turn the corner in some of these sectors. Let's start with the banks. They went gangbusters after Trump was elected until recent times. Now they've turned around a little bit. So what we've got in our first column is January 3. That was the first day of trading for the new year. And they were at 82.97 and then closed off January at 81.66. Now the percentage column, they fell back for the month, 1.57%. So a little fall, nothing too dramatic, but last time we looked at it last month, it was all green. And let's go here and have a look at the high of the month. And they were up into the 85s, and that was the 9th of January. In fact, the last column here, have a look, all of the highs were struck on the same day in January, January the 9th. Let's have a look at some more numbers. And NAB, 31.06 to start the year, closed off the month at 30.33 or 2.35% negative. So the numbers are still red and getting a little bit bigger. The high was just a tick over 32, and again, it was January the 9th. Let's move on to Westpac, WBC. 32.94 is where they started the month trading and then finished off the month at 31.71. And note, the red numbers are getting a little bit bigger percentage-wise. We're now into the threes, 3.73. The high again, January 9, and we're looking at just under 34. So a key number, if you hold Westpac, keep an eye on 34. Is it going to tick over or under? Which way is it going to go? That might be a little insight of where things are headed now for February, if it can consistently stay above that. So an interesting number, $34. ANZ, another interesting number here, started the month at 30.94 and then fell under 30 as it closed out the month on January 31st, 29.29. So keep an eye on $30 for ANZ as we move forward through February. Can it keep its head above water, make that waterline $30, or is it going to stay inside the 20s? And the biggest loss percentage-wise out of them for the month of January, 5.33 for ANZ. The high was in the 31.5, just over the 31.77, and also January 9. So there's the banks. They went off the charts when Trump was elected. They had great numbers in the green. Now a turnaround. The highs for them, all January 9, just pulling back a little bit. So keep an eye on those key numbers. Let's go to resources. The big miners, some of the blue chip names. BHP started the year trading 25.46, closed off the month at 26.64, but in the green now, which is good as opposed to the banks, and we're looking at over 4.5%, 463. Let's have a look at the high. It was January 25, and it was up into the 27.89 numbers, so some really good progress there. Let's go to Rio. Started the year up above $60, $60.98, closed off the month in the $66 range, but have a look at the green numbers there in the column percentage-wise, moving right up into the 9.34%. Excellent stuff, and the high was in the $67 range, and again, saving their best till last. It was near the end of the month, Jan 27, and finally, FMG, Fortescue Metals, started trading the year, January the 3rd, at $5.96, moved to the end of the month, and look at the key number there, all the sixes, $6.66, 11.74%, the biggest gainer percentage-wise of the miners for the month of January, of these guys anyway, that we're displaying. And look at the high, the same number again, and yes, confirming it, they definitely saved their best till last, the last day of the month. So good stuff, nice little turnaround now for the miners. Keep an eye on those key figures. And finally, our gold producers. Now, these guys completely fell off a cliff the day after Trump was elected. The market burst up, gold went down, always the way, and often vice versa. But let's have a close look at some of the numbers here. Now, Newcrest Mining, $20.19 to start the year's trading, finished off January 21.53. Good gains though, 6%, and all the twos, 22, 22, and January 24 was their high of that figure. And let's have a look at the column. Funnily enough, all working in unison. 24th of January is when they saved their highs until. Let's go on to Evolution Mining, $2.08, moving up. Again, all the twos, $2.22 was where they closed off the month. Over 6% for the gain as well. Good green numbers. The high was $2.30, and same in the column here, January 24. And finally, St. Barbara. Let's have a look. The biggest gainer, $2.06 to start the month, closing out January at $2.32, but well in excess there of the 10% range. In fact, it's $12.62. Outstanding result, and the high is also 24th of January, and that was $2.42. So there's a little insight with some key numbers right across some different sectors. The banks starting to move away. Remember ANZ, keep an eye on that $30 range. Also Westpac, 34, have a look at that. But have a look at these guys here, good numbers. Keep an eye on gold, also keep an eye on those banks. There we go with another insight from the SharePrices.com.au studios. I'm CJ Dore. Make sure you're registered as a member on SharePrices.com.au. Free website, free registration, and we'll talk to you again soon with some more market insights.